Welcome back to Top Stories Podcast. I'm Ava. Today, we open a window into Diane Keaton's private world, especially her journey as a mum to Dexter and Duke, and how she balanced fame, motherhood, and privacy. Diane Keaton, Oscar winner, fashion icon, auteur, was known for her on-screen wit and singular style. But off-screen, she kept a guarded but deeply meaningful private life. She adopted her 2 children later in life, Dexter in 1996, Duke in 2001. She once remarked she plunged into motherhood after years of contemplation. Her children didn't grow up in the Hollywood glare. That was intentional. They have no interest in what I do, which I think is very healthy, she once said. She also described her decision to delay motherhood, not as a burning urge, but as a long-held thought she eventually acted on. Even as a star, Keaton often resisted the trappings of fame. She preferred boundaries, fences, walls, and a life somewhat shielded from prying eyes. She once said, "I like redoing houses, I like architecture, I like visuals, I like fashion. I've followed the paths I've wanted to follow." In her private life, those interests persisted. She engaged in photography, house design, quiet walks, time in nature. Friends noted that just weeks before her death, she was still actively capturing moments and scenes, remaining creative until the end. She even admitted she avoids more than anything else, pointing out a gate and wall around her property to feel safe. Even though Dexter and Duke rarely appeared publicly, when they did, the moments carried weight. In 2022, both children joined Keaton at her hand and footprint ceremony at the TCL Chinese Theatre, a rare public family moment. Keaton described having them there as everything. Dexter in later years posted tributes. "My mum and I have always loved going on adventures together. I love spending time with my mum." Still, both children maintained distance from the spotlight. Keaton affirmed this distance as healthy, letting them define themselves outside her fame. In public reflections, she admitted raising kids as a single parent was humbling, often worrying silently. She shared that motherhood changed how she worried. "Before kids, I worried about myself. But as a parent, you secretly worry without letting the kids know you're worried." One personal struggle she faced was with body image and eating disorders. While not always linked to motherhood, these inner battles colored parts of her private life. In recent months, friends observed a rapid decline in her health. Songwriter Carol Bayer-Sager said she saw Keaton 2 to 3 weeks before her passing, and remarked she seemed, quote, "very thin," and had lost a lot of weight. Despite this, Keaton was described as still creative, upbeat, capturing visual scenes around her, maintaining the spirit of someone always looking, always seeing. Her death came suddenly, and the family has not publicly revealed the cause. Throughout, her children, although private, became her anchors and legacy. So what do we learn from Diane Keaton's private world? Intentional privacy. Even a global star can choose personal boundaries. Motherhood later in life. It's never too late to build a family, though it comes with particular challenges. Letting children define themselves. She respected Dexter and Duke's autonomy, not insisting they follow in her footsteps. Art as solace. Her creativity, whether in photography, home design, or fashion, was more than a hobby. It was her lens on life. Silent devotion. The love was there, even when unseen. Her life reminds us that public personas and private hearts often walk parallel paths. Diane Keaton may be remembered for her films, but for her children and those close to her, she was first and always mum. Thank you for joining me in this look behind the scenes at Diane Keaton's private world, and her bond with Dexter and Duke. If you found this compelling, please like, comment, and subscribe. In the comments, I'd love to hear which small detail about her motherhood surprised or moved you most. I'm Ava, and this has been Behind the Spotlight. Until next time.